Hello, good morning, everybody. We are going to discuss the remaining points of RTE that we are left to do, and we also have to discuss the disability part. That is the only thing that is left for us in our syllabus this time. And for those students who are not aware, the disability part is in your new textbook. It is not there in your old textbook, and it is also not there in your textbook which is available online. It is there in your new textbook. So that those pictures were sent by Hetviba in the group. However, Hetviba, you have forgotten to send me the introduction to disability. What is disability and all that? That is left to be sent. So please send me that as well. Now we will continue with the chapter. We are left with few points in RTE. So let's discuss that. Point number 8, page number 185. According to this act, provision has been made for children of weaker section and backward classes of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe who are interested in studying and their families fall under the category of BPL should be given in the government recognized private primary school as per the order. It is compulsory that 25% of standard first should be from these sections of the society. So according to this act that has come up, according to the RTE Act, those people who are from poor sections of the society means those families who are who are very poor or who are socially and educationally not ahead. So those families, and also those families who fall under scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and whose children are very interested in studying or who show great amount of interest in studying, 25% of admissions in your school should be from those category, as even 25% in private schools. So let's say ki our English medium is a private school. Okay, so even if it is a private school, 25% admissions should be given to a scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and those people who fall under, who are educationally backward, or who are who are from poor families, who are from BPL families. Okay, and school teachers are not allowed to take private tuitions. So those teachers who are taking private tuitions, they are not allowed. So if you are a school teacher, you cannot take private tuitions. However, lot of teachers do take private student tuitions, because nobody comes to check and all. But in reality, school teachers, if I am teaching in school, I can't take your tuitions. It's not allowed. Okay. All underqualified teachers of the school should obtain academic qualification within 5 years. Meaning ki those, there are a lot of teachers who are not qualified or who don't have proper degrees. So when you get a job, you have a period of 5 years. Within that 5 years, you should get all your educational qualification. So I have joined school 3 years back, right? So I have already completed my B.Ed. So I have all the educational qualifications like that, right? So you have the time period of 5 years. Within that 5 years, you have to, those teachers who are underqualified, meaning who don't have proper qualification to be a teacher, they should get these qualifications within the time frame of 5 years. Any child who has not completed his primary education cannot be terminated from school until being transferred. So any child who has not completed his primary education, you can't throw him or her out of the school. However, if the child wants, he or she can take a transfer. But you cannot throw the child out of the school because he has not completed the primary education. Let's say I want to take admission in 6th standard. You can't say I can't give you admission. Okay. In private primary school, the fees of ST and ST children is paid by the government as per the fixed conditions. So those private schools which are there, okay, there are a lot of private, like English medium is a private school. So meaning ki we don't take any money, like in the sense the government doesn't help us out with all the funds. That's why you don't get those orange cycles. Why? Because that's only for the government, or for only for those children who go to government schools, or those schools which gets grant or money from the government to run the schools. Our Gujarati medium is semi government, that is, we do get grants from the government. Okay, so here we are talking about private schools. So if your child is falling under the category of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and is going to a private school, then that fees of that private school will be paid by the government. For the compliance of provision of this law, a scheduled management tribunal or state council has been provisioned. For the breach of this act, director of school may be fined or reorganization of the school can be terminated. So to make sure that all the school follows this guideline, to make sure that all the schools are following the RTE Act, you have a tribunal meaning like a court sort of system where you can go and complain, and you also have a state council. It's like a group where you can go and register your complaint. So if the government comes to know that you're not following the rules and regulations, or if a school is not working according to the rules and regulations of the government, then schools can be asked to the director of the school, the head of the school, will be fined. He or she will be asked to pay the money, or that school will be terminated, that is, that school will be shut. Okay, so that is your that was your RTE Act ka thing. Now we are going to talk about National Food Security Act 2013. The food security means every person gets nutritious food for the remaining active and for healthy life and for procreation of food. So what is food security? Security means what? Safety. Now here we are talking about what? That every person has a right to get nutritious food, to get good food, to eat healthy food. Okay. This bill was implemented on 5th July 2013 by central government. Central government is the Delhi government. This Delhi government started this act in the year 2013 on 5th July. Now objectives, aims and objectives. What are the aims and what does this Food Security Act contain? To satisfy the demands of the food of the increasing population of the country. Other than this, ensuring quality and quantity of food and providing it at a low rate. So we know that the population of our country is increasing and increasing. We are the second largest populated country in the world. So, as our population keeps increasing, year by year, to make sure that everybody gets good, healthy and nutritious food at a low price. So you don't have to pay like a high price. That's why you have those ration shops that are there, right? So ensuring and making sure that each and every citizen of the country gets healthy, nutritious food. And to also satisfy the demands of the increasing population. You know that as the population increases, to ensure that every increasing population, we have food for that much amount of people, and supplying good quality and good quantity food. Okay, એવું નહીં કે આટલું જ આપી દીધું ખાવાનું. No, quality is also good and quantity is also good, has to be there. To curb malnutrition among people and children, important steps should be taken and encouragement should be given to increase production of nutritious food. So we also have a problem of malnutrition in our country. Malnutrition એટલે આપણે કહીએ ભૂખમારી. Okay, or when children or parents don't eat proper food, they don't eat nutritious food, so that is why they don't have good amount of vitamins in their body. Okay, because you see that poor children, they'll have 5 rupees, 6 rupees or something like that, so they will go to the shop and eat Parle G, or they will eat this Gopalka packets that come and they finish off their lunch and dinner like that, right? So we have a problem of malnutrition in our country. Malnutrition એટલે આપણે કહીએ પતલા પતલા છોકરા હોય, સાવ આમ સુકાઈ ગયેલા, very thin, they don't eat proper food. So to make sure that we end the problem of malnutrition that is there in our country, and for that many important steps should be taken, and making sure that every person gets nutritious food, every person gets proper amount of food. That should be the aim and objective of our nation. To make public distribution system very strong, transparent and simple. Your public distribution system is your ration shops. So ensuring that we have ration shops and these ration shops are working in proper condition, working in proper amount, એ લોકો કોઈ ખોટું નથી કરતા, એ બધું ધ્યાન રાખવાનું, એ લોકો ખાવાનું ચોરી કરી નથી જતા, that also has to be there. So it should be transparent એટલે clear cut, no corruption should be there over there. Okay, and it should be very strong and it should be very simple, so that poor people, when they want to get food, they can easily get food. That is the reason why. To provide food securities to family, those who are in top order of Antyodaya Yojana and BPL list, and to stipulate nutritious food in proper quantity and concession rate. So what they are trying to say, providing food security to those people who fall under Antyodaya Yojana meaning food grains. So those families who fall under the category of Antyodaya Yojana means scheme. So જે families આ સ્કીમની અંત્યોદયા યોજનાની સ્કીમની અંદર આવતી હોય, those families should get food. Even those families who are very poor, who fall under BPL, they should also get proper amount of food at a concession rates. Concession rate એટલે બહુ ઓછા ભાવમાં એ લોકોને આપવું જોઈએ. To help pregnant women and feeding mothers to get nutritious food. So it's very, very important that pregnant women eat nutritious food, pregnant women eat good amount of food. So providing that food to them, that is really, really important, because lot of times we women tend to give up on their health. Okay, they think that rather than me eating 2 chapatis, let me give 1 chapati to my child. Okay, and especially when women are pregnant, they have to take care of their body, they have to eat good food, they have to eat nutritious food. Why do you think that mothers feed their children so much when the girl is pregnant? So that the child and the mother is safe when the child is delivered, at the time of delivery. That is really, really important, right? So what they are trying to say is that ensuring that every pregnant woman, every woman who is going to expect a child gets good amount of nutritious amount of food, okay, so that she can take care of her body and her health. That is way, way, way important than anything else. Some legislative provisions. Now, how does the law make sure that this act is implemented, or this act remains safe? According to this act, Ma Annapurna Yojana, to the needy, middle-class, poor families of urban and rural areas are provided grains of subsidized rate. The Antyodaya families are given 35 kgs of grains free of cost. Meaning, according to this act, people who fall under Ma Annapurna Yojana, I think Ma Annapurna Yojana, you did it in that agriculture wala chapter also. So those families who are in middle class, or who are very poor, who are living in villages or even living in cities, and especially those families who fall under Antyodaya Yojana, those families are given 35 kgs of food grains free at cost. Free ekdam. Dal, rice, grains, all these things are given to them. As per this law, beneficiaries can buy wheat at rupees 2 per kg, rice at rupees 3 per kg, and coarse grain at rupees 1 per kg in fixed quantities and fixed time. Good quality grain is provided under the public distribution system on fixed conditions. So those families who are poor, okay, they are given wheat at rupees 2 per kg. So that's very, very cheap. 2 rupees ni andar શું આવે? તમે go to any shop and ask them 2 rupees ni pipper nahi marti hoy 2 rupees ni, right? So what they have said is that you get 2 rupees per kg for wheat, for rice you get 3 rupees per kg, and coarse grains meaning dal, all those things, for 1 rupee per kg. And where do you get these grains at? Your ration shops. And what are these ration shops called? As public distribution system. And they give those grains and stuff which are of good quantity, good quality, so it is fixed. This money and this quality and quantity is fixed, and in that fixed condition only you have to give them. એવું નહીં કે તમારે ધનેડા પડી ગયા, એવી કે જીવડા પડી ગયા, એવા wheat અને grains you are supplying. You cannot supply them such grains. Okay, all the at the time of maternity, central government would pay 6,000 as help to mother. So meaning those mothers who are pregnant, or those mothers who are expecting a child and who are from a very poor family, those, for that the central government pays 6,000 rupees for every pregnant woman. Even during COVID times, okay, you see that the government had done a lot of things for treating one COVID patient. The government was giving money. Okay, so here also for pregnant women they are given 6,000 rupees per pregnant woman for taking care of their body, for taking, to make sure that they eat proper nutritious food, etc, etc. According to this bill, food security allowance would be given to the beneficiaries in place of the grains. So what they are trying to say is that sometimes, let's say the government doesn't have enough food grains or doesn't have enough amount of food grains to give. So in exchange of that, they will give you money, allowance એટલે money. So sometimes the government can give you grains directly, or sometimes the government will give you money and tell you कि चलो भाई, wherever you go you can buy grains out of it. So sometimes according to food security bill, sometimes when the government doesn't have enough provisions or enough supply to give you grains, they will give you an allowance. Allowance means they will give you money in order for you to go and buy food from somewhere else. So that also the government can do. As per this act, every month, sugar, iodized salt, kerosene, edible oil twice a year are provided to subsidize raised by the Gujarat government to Antodaya and BPL families through ration shops. So according to this act, not only food grains, you are given edible oil, or edible oil etle the oil which you use for cooking in your kitchen. So they are given edible oil, they are given salt, they are given sugar. All these things are given to them, especially to those families who fall under Antyodaya Yojana and who fall under BPL. State governments would update the list of rich leading families and improve upon the list of these families will be publicly displayed in Gram Panchayat, Gram Sabha, Ward Sabha, E-Gram or Fair Price Shop or Office or Executive Magistrate website to website of supply department. Meaning they keep on updating the list of who is, like sometimes a family is poor but after some years they have become rich or they have become middle class. So those lists, okay, where how has the where is the family exactly, or what is the condition of the family exactly, who falls under the BPL Yojana, who falls under Antyodaya Yojana, this list keeps updating. This list keeps changing. So this changed list is put up in Gram Panchayat na center upar they put it in Gram Sabha, Ward Sabha, E-Gram, ration shops ni dukan par, even on website it is, all these lists are updated so that you know which families to give ration to or not, because sometimes even the rich go and take the advantage of this. So they keep on updating the list. Steps like biometric identity, epic card, barcode, ration card or food coupons and taking images with web cameras have been started to improve and strengthen public distribution system in order to make distribution system corruption free. So you can they have started lot of these things to make sure that corruption doesn't happen, that right people get the right food, मतलब જેને જરૂરિયાત છે એને જ તે વસ્તુ મળે, એના માટે full effort is done by the government. And for that you have to have biometric identity. Biometric identity એટલે તમારી fingerprints લેશે, તમારી આંખો જોશે, all that they do, that is your biometric identity. They create a unique card for you. Either they give you a barcode or either they give you a ration card, okay, food coupon, small coupons they give you. And why have they started doing that? To make sure that corruption doesn't happen at the ration shops. That is why it is done. Under this bill, internal complaint preventive mechanism has set up with the view to remove of complaints. Nodal officer has appointed and regulation and control of grain distribution system. For this complaining Rajya Anna Ayog to be set up in food to be set up in state and food system. Commissioner has been appointed. This under provision of National Food Safety Act, as per Ma Annapurna Yojana, approximately 3.48 crore citizens have been getting food grains at a concession rate. Such type of welfare scheme has been implemented by the state government. So now this bill has been started. So let's say if you want to make any complaint, or if you want to file any complaint against all the wrong things or against all the corruption, for that they have a nodal officer there. Nodal officer is in the sense like how we have a police officer, that way you have a nodal officer to whom you can go and register complaints if you feel that corruption has happened, or if you feel that something wrong is happening. Okay, and for that they have a nodal officer who makes sure that grain distribution takes that proper amount of food grains are getting to proper people. They also have Rajya Ann Ayog. Okay, it's like how we go to court. That way you have a Rajya Ann Ayog, which is set up in every state. Okay, every state has this Rajya Ann Ayog. Okay, and they also in that Rajya Ann Ayog, they also have a food commissioner. Okay, who makes sure that everybody is who makes sure that everybody gets food, everybody gets proper grains, and that no corruption is happening anywhere. Okay, now according they have said that you also have National Food Security Safety Act, and you also have Ma Annapurna Yojana, and all these yojanas through which we are able to provide food to 3.82 crore of people. Yet we have so many people, so many needy people who need food. So before you waste food, I see a lot of students wasting food. I see a lot of students when they buy things from the canteen, they don't eat. They just it's all kachra everywhere and things like that. So before you waste food, before you empty your dustbins in the you empty your tiffin box in the school, think that there are so many people who don't get food, and there are so many people who don't get proper amount of food. So think before wasting food. Okay, so you have first of all, you have a nodal officer who is there. Through this nodal officer you can file complaint if anything wrong is there happening. And every state has every state has a Rajya Ann Ayog. Okay, it's like a court system. Basically over there you have a national you have a food commissioner who is there. Okay, to him also you can file a complaint. So nodal officer is at every city, and this Rajya Ann Ayog, which is your court sort of system, is at every state. So ours might be in Gandhinagar or Ahmedabad. Okay, so over there also you can go and file complaint if anything wrong is happening. And according to this scheme, you have 3.82 crore people getting food on everyday basis. So this, I have completed this topic of food. Okay, and we have also completed the topic of that we also completed the topic of RTE. Now Hetviba, please send me the disability thing so I can finish off the chapter by tomorrow. Thank you.